within the family, right? What do you think? But getting comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. Getting comfortable with the fact that as you start to eat well and be well and do well, your body will become well. But guess what else is more powerful? That the fact that your mind's going to become well, and it will become cleared out, and so will your heart and soul and spirit. And you'll start noticing things you didn't notice before. You'll notice mass manipulation around you. You'll notice people doing things to you that you've just accepted all your life, and you should accept those. You'll start to notice people with the art of avoidance. You'll start to notice people that are using passive-aggressive manipulation, and dang, it's worked on you your whole life, and you don't understand why they don't like it when you speak up, because that was their control mechanism over you, whether it was just control to control you or control you so they could retrieve love. Or so they could be accepted and understood, because at the end of the day, people want love, acceptance, and understanding. Yes, they do. And we have a really strange way of getting those things now, don't we? We were trained well as young people into adults, and now we're still being trained, being drug around by media, fear-based mentality, and everything else. The chemicals in the food we eat are killing people, for starters. And where do you start? What do you do? Well, Tanya, every time I turn on the news, well, you know, it's overwhelming. You know what's not overwhelming? Taking a look at you, starting with you. You want to change this world, change you. You want to help your friends and family get better and get well. You want to save the animals, save you. Don't be the vegan that packed their soapbox and people didn't even want to hear that, and you come with hostility, though you're also coming with what looks like, you look like walking death, and you got a pocket full of candy, it's vegan, and you're sipping on a Sprite. All that sugar mutes down your message, you know? Anyway, so becoming really aware that you're going to have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, so that when your mind starts to open and you think, whoa, like this didn't bother me before. I didn't notice this before. I didn't know, for example, maybe you have a family member or a mom or a dad or a hubby or I don't know who, that it's like a passive-aggressive manipulation. You never noticed it before, but now you do. Well, good. Is that uncomfortable? Yes, it is, because it's time to change and open your eyes to what you can be if you're not controlled by others. What is it you want to be? Do you have a 2020 vision for the year 2020 coming for what you want to be? And do you have a plan for proceeding to get that? You know? Because without a plan, it's not really a goal. It's just a dream. You know? You know, people like to just would rather just go back to being doped down. A lot of people do not want to change. You know what I mean? So leave them there. Leave them there. Just shine your light. And lo and behold, it'll shine out. And you'll help somebody else, and you wasn't even trying. Because you're one of the few people that aren't lying about what you want to be and proceeding to be that. Saying, you know, instead of actually like, you see problems, or maybe there's a problem in your relationship, or you see, you know, that you're not really allowed to speak your truth, and you're not really doing it in a way that would offend anybody. You're not allowed to change your diet and lifestyle. You're not allowed not to go out to Taco Tuesdays and have margaritas with Mary. No, you're not. Because when you don't do that, people want to know why. Well, girl, you know, that's been putting weight on me, and, you know, my liver, and, you know, okay. Well, if it's doing that to you, they might think, it might occur to them for a second that that could be happening to them, because in their mind they really know it's true, but they don't want to deal with that. They want to look away and pretend like it ain't happening today, and that's hard to do when you're a light ball sitting there, no matter how many shades of glasses they have on, you know. Thinking about that, though, what is it you want to be? You know, you don't want to eat the food your family eats, so make yours first. Make your food first. Be simplistic about it. You've trained them that you're going to be a short order cook, like it's dang Waffle House, you know, and still do that, you know, but make your food first. Put you on the list. What do y'all think? Does anybody have anything to say about that? Other than me just running my mouth? So many times I have this questionnaire people fill out on when we're going to work together. And a lot of times one of the big things, their big problems is, my friends and family don't do this. I don't have anyone to support me. Once you know what to do, you need no support but you. Is that handy? Yes, it is. Is it uplifting? Yes. Should it be the detriment and the demise of you if you don't have it? No, it shouldn't, because then you're just using it as an excuse. You know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself so you can take care of all the people that need you to do all the things. It is not selfish. It's not, self-absorbed. It can be, but you're trying to get healthy so you can be the best you can be. So many times that is the biggest thing. Or, there'll be all these things they can check, like, I've got chronic illness, and here it all is. I've got, I'm overweight, or I've all these things. It might be 50 things. And then they might say, but I need to know how to get healthy and drink with my friends. Let me ask you something. How much poison do you need? You're right, you need zero poison. You're not around people that can support you, and not even they have to give you a cheerleading party or a dang powder your bottom like you're a baby, but just not try to stop you. You're hanging around the wrong people, and you didn't notice it before because guess what? You had herd mentality. You were just falling in line with everybody else, and you're going to get the same results. People are dying of the same thing. If you're not getting shot at around a Walmart or church because everybody's minds are stinking twisted, well, look at media. Look at what all people are looking and listening to all day. Look at how all of a sudden everybody has got a mental disorder. Everybody has a chemical imbalance. Well, no wonder. Look what people are eating and drinking. Look what your mama was eating and drinking when she was pregnant with you. You don't understand why you're 65, 75, 165 pounds overweight. Though there was a C-section and it destroyed half your microbiome. You've lived on dead food all your life. Therefore, you have a dead body, brain, mind, soul, and spirit. We don't understand. It ain't that complicated. Getting back to the grassroots of healing yourself is where it needs to begin. Start with you. Where do you start? You start with you. And that's okay. If things aren't working in your life, you don't even have to be, all you got to do is sit in silence. Sitting in silence, even if you're looking at, you're an ice cream addict, that's just very addictive. First of all, there's some components in dairy that are actually addictive. They make the baby cow want to come on back for some more. So it can grow up into being a heifer, and you don't understand why you called yourself that this morning. But you can't get off the cheese. You got mucus, acne, discharge. Your ears got this stuff in there you call corn. You got mucus. You got all this stuff. You're addicted to it. You think you're going to order a pasta dish that's a cheese ravioli with cheese inside, and then they come to the table, they say, would you like cheese on that? Well, yeah. Why you need cheese on cheese? Well, because it's different texture cheese, it's different flavor cheese. I love cheese. Okay, knock yourself out. I don't, because I don't love what it does to me. No toxic food or drink or thought I would think is ever better than true health feels. Nothing. And once you understand that, once you know, you can't unknow. And nothing will ever be the same. Did you know? So anyway, just thinking about that. What is it you want to be, and what's holding you back today? Are you held back by the fact that, get back to that ice cream addiction. Let's just say, for example, what time is it? 10:23. You want the ice cream at night. You've had plenty of calories for the day. You ain't hungry. You're addicted. People don't want to say you're addicted to food. Food can't be addictive. Well, I doubt that celery's addictive, unless, of course, you're eating conventional that's laced with chemicals, and then I'm not so sure. But you're talking about ice cream. It is addictive, and you're in fact addicted. So at night, when you're sitting there and you start off with a little bowl, but then you're like, I have to begin again tomorrow. And when you bought it, you say, okay, I'm going to only have. Or you bought the vegan ice cream and you thought, okay, I can eat it all. Well, you ain't going to fit in all your pants. That's not a calorie-free existence. That's not a toxic-free existence. Have you seen some of this stuff? You think, oh, it's fat-free. Well, it's sugar-full. Chemical sugar. Yes, it is. So you're sitting there and you want that ice cream. And it's like you feel the desire for that coursing through your veins. Almost like it's an addiction, because it's an addiction because you're addicted to that. And not only are you physically addicted, you're mentally addicted. Because you're used to the dope down effect of that. You're used to the dopamine hit, used to all the things that you love, right? And instead of having it, this only takes a couple times of you doing what I'm fixing to say for you to overcome any addiction. Because you can get past it. And you know where the answer lies? Sit in silence. Just sit there and feel the addiction course through your veins. And let it out like a dang demon being released from your body. Might you have that again the next day? You might. Maybe you're addicted to nicotine. That takes a little while for it to just stop doing it. Stop doing it. Is it going to be comfortable? No, it's not. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you don't mind. Because you realize once you've entered the uncomfortable zone, that's when you're making progress, babe. What do you think? So you're making progress, and you're just sitting in silence. You didn't get up and get the ice cream. You thought, okay, this moment, you could be sitting in a room full of your hubby's got Bonanza playing, your kids got their dang, I don't know, you thought it was a good idea to get that Simon toy from the vintage toy shop. Now they're banging on it, and you could still sit in silence. Because you're sitting there, and just like before, you were thinking to yourself, I need that ice cream, I need that. You weren't watching Bonanza with your hubby. It's like, oh, did you see what happened with, you're like, yeah, no, you didn't. Because you're thinking about ice cream. Your kid's like, did you say, when, Mommy, look, when? You're like, yeah, I saw, babe. No, you didn't. You're thinking about ice cream. You were looking, but you weren't in the moment. Because you're in the moment with your addiction. So instead, you got all that noise going on, and you're going to sit in silence. You're going to sit in silence. And you're going to think, okay, I'm going to sit in silence. She said if I sat in silence, that would be the answer. This really sucks. Sitting in silence sucks. SSS. Sitting in silence sucks, okay? And you're going to think, she only said a few times. Listen, I have been through this so many times in my life, and it works. You can get over anything. So you're going to sit there, and you're thinking, this is the time I would normally be having that. I can choose to have anything I want. Why do I want something that's destroying me? I don't. I can eat anything I want. I choose foods that build my health instead of destroy my health. I can do anything and be anything. I've decided I want to be this, and this isn't me proceeding with being this. And on the other side of that, you will have been the one that kept a promise to yourself. Before, you've just been a liar. Nobody else knew it, but you knew it, and you shamed yourself often because you realize you're not the best version of yourself. You realize you're not the best wife, the best daughter, best sister, best lover, best worker, best mommy. You realize you're cheating people. They don't, but you do. But in that moment, you've just showed up as a person who keeps promises to themselves. And that feels good. And you do that a few times, you won't even have to try anymore. You're just that person who can do the tricky stuff every time. And you can master this with your food. You can master this with your drink. You can master this with the abuse you typically take. Maybe your husband comes home every day and cusses you out like you're a piece of dirt under his feet. He pushes you, he shoves you, he tells you what garbage you are. I get it. Okay? But instead of reacting, you stand in silence. And each thing he says, you hear it. And after he goes on down the hall, after he gets his fix from controlling you, so he thinks, you bring those things to judgment. You say, are you really a stupid witch with a B? And you think, well, bring it to the neutral judgment. Are you? No, you're not. Write that down if you want on the column. Write it in black. I'm a stupid itch. Then you draw it up here to the judge. You're smarter than that. You've just been trained to take it, okay? And you realize that's not true. And so you replace that with the truth. I am smart in all the things I do. And I learn every day. And as I learn to do better, as I learn and know better, I do better. And you write that over here in red. And you cross that out. Because that thought no longer controls you. External forces do not have to change your inner terrain. And guess who's in charge of that? You're in charge. You'll start to notice things. The more clear you get, you can use that the rest of your life to get the life you want, to cultivate the life you want. Streamline the life you want. Shine out the love that you want, so you can possibly get that radiated back to you. Because when you're a torn down soul and you've been manipulated and beat down and all of that, you internalize those things. You hear from the external, and that's what you become. And that's the vibe you give off. So that's what you receive. And it's quite the terrible cycle, isn't it? But you don't have to take that. No, you don't. What do y'all think? So, as you are starting to change and you're eating raw food and you ain't doped up by nothing anymore and it's a little uncomfortable, feels like there's nowhere to hide. Because you can hide behind and consuming a whole loaf of Ezekiel bread and tub of earth balanced butter. Well, Tanya, it was vegan. Yeah, it was great for doping you down, wasn't it? I used to do that every day. Well, Tanya, you know, I was raw all day and then I can eat all the cooked food I just had a 5-pound bag of potatoes. Your brain and body only has so much vital force. And digesting that amount of food takes everything your body has in it. So guess what? If you're busy digesting all that, you can't think. You don't understand why you got brain fog? Why you're dizzy? Why you think, just got to go to bed? Your options are unbutton your bra and go to bed, or puke all that up again. That's your choices. Does that sound familiar? Hey, mermaids and mistletoe. And your name is, don't tell me, it's not Dolly. Because I tried to come over and look at your page, but it was private and I couldn't see nothing. Feeling uncomfortable and not giving in is victory. Who said that? Annie. I should have known. Annie's doing the thing. Feeling uncomfortable and not giving in is victory. Have you ever gone back to an old lover or an old boyfriend or an old friend just because you felt uncomfortable being alone? You know it wasn't right. You know they were abusive to you. You know they talked to Sally when you wasn't around. They talked about you behind your back. But it was better than being alone? No, it's not. the best thing is sitting in silence. You're sitting in silence and you can realize you're starting to build up and accumulate and shine up all those friends that are in your head, all the people that make up you, all the aspects of you, so that you're going through this world complete and you're never alone. So you don't have to take that abuse off people. Right? You could do that with getting over drinking, eating, whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you feel like when you go out to the club that if you don't wear your hot pants with half your hiney cheeks hanging out and your tramp stamp showing and your third curve, your whole belly out, your cleavage, like you even put socks in your bra, okay? Like all that stuff. People used to do that before there was pads. Y'all remember that? Anyway, you don't want to be that, but you feel like unless you do that, you don't feel noticed. You don't feel any recognition. You don't feel any, somehow you retrieve love and completeness by that, but really it's breaking you down. It's just shining up your insecurity. So maybe instead of that, you tell Trisha you'll go out to the club, right? You meet Trish and Bambi out there, and you had on your baseball cap. Well, maybe you didn't even dress down, but you had on a cute little feminine blouse, and you even had it kind of buttoned up. It had like little sleeves on it, and you didn't have on a thong. You didn't have to put on this corset. You didn't have to, no, because you were fine with yourself. You felt beautiful just the way you are. And you put on some lip glosser if you wanted to. You curled your eyelashes if you wanted to. You felt pretty for you because you were complete like that. And you know what? That is irresistibly beautiful to people that are real. And if they ain't real, why you want plastic people in your life anyway? You don't, right? Hey, Sprouting Vibrancy. I love advice about slimming down the calories, volume of food. I've upped my workouts and I've hit a plateau. Well, friend, I don't have any stats about you. I only have a few minutes too, but the thing is, there's a thing called calorie density. Do you know? So in order to lose weight and slim down, you're going to need to create a calorie deficit. Now, you don't want to do that in a way that you lower your calories so much that, first of all, you're not getting the nutrients you need. Second of all, your body thinks it's in starvation mode, and you don't understand why your hair's falling out. That's because your body doesn't think your hair, your crown and glory, is your most important part. It's trying to keep your heart beating, you know? So we don't want to do that. So lowering your calories, you can also, I think you just said you were working out, up your body movement. Now, I would suggest rebounding, because not only does that give you fun cardio, but it also gives you resistance, and it also gives you respiration of every cell. It can move your lymphatic system, therefore your body's going to be more streamlined. It's going to be getting the trash out, which is a big deal. A lot of times people aren't as overweight as they think they are. They have inflammatory situations going on, right? Another thing is, if you feel like you're overeating, really, I have some What I Eat in a Day playlist. They're a little bit older, but they're basically the same way I eat now. But really, every time you have fruit, pair it with greens. Except for melon, because I don't feel like that digests well together. But maybe it does for you, but that's me. And most people think that food combining rules, not rules, but thoughts, are a load of crap, and I don't find that at all. So that's somebody that, can't even, see out of the bubble they live in, because that didn't affect them. I try to be a little more open-minded than that. Just like if someone wants me to work with them and they have anorexia, they don't tell me that, but they weigh 60 pounds and they're 5'7". Okay? So you don't call it that, but you really hear what people are saying. So really looking at where you are, which was a sideline talk, sorry. But what I was going to say was, so every time you have, first of all, you're having fruit juice, because there's a lot of quick, what is sugar calories for you, and without anything to balance it. So you're going to be more hungry, okay? Every time you have whole fruit, balancing that with greens or celery, or better yet, microgreens. You want to lower your cravings? Microgreens. You want to stretch your calories out? Greens. You want to get more vitamins and minerals? Microgreens, greens, sprouts. You want to have better hair, skin, nails, eyesight, hearing, smelling. Your throat isn't swollen. Your teeth become stronger. They're more remineralized because you're actually eating minerals. Microgreens, greens, a wide variety of not only fruits, but veggies, seasonally rotating those. You know what I mean? Eating foods that absolutely benefit your good bacteria. Somebody's talking about that. Letty. I have a recipe that is no salt sauerkraut. You can find it on my YouTube channel, TannyRaw. I don't eat salt, so that works very well for me. I love that. That's a fermented, and it was mostly cabbage and some purple cabbage, green cabbage, some carrots. I had little peppers in there. I've got another spicy recipe like that too. Also, feeding your microbiome, your good bacteria, with, in fact, microgreens, greens, fiber, all those things. Low glycemic green juices are helpful. You could be taking a probiotic, so that would be going along with your prebiotic, which are the good food bacteria too, and fiber you're eating. Trying to get some organic greens and veggies that are locally grown, organic. They're not sprayed, no nothing. And then you're not scouring those off. You're not like washing those in some chemical process, something, put more chemicals on it and killing all the good bacteria, right? People over sanitize themselves these days. Okay, so that's a thing. Also, cleaning out your colon. BlessedHerbs.com has a good 5-day colon cleanse. Unless your colon is in good working order and your GI tract, you ain't absorbing stuff. You're never going to get healthy like that, right? Cleaning out the bad bacteria, upping the good bacteria. You know, you don't understand why you can't stay off the junk food, though you've built the bacteria in your body off junk food, and they want the junk food. And their desire to eat is stronger than your desire to eat. That's why at the end of the day, you're like, why did I do the things I didn't want to do? But I didn't do the thing I meant to do. All those things are real, and you can really change them. I know, because I've done it. And I'm not stronger than you. I have no more willpower than you. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not happier than you. I don't have less problems than you. Nothing. None of that matters. Everybody's got a thing. You are all you need to change. Health is your birthright. You just haven't realized it yet, right? I'm trying to conceive, is there anything else you would change in the way you eat if you were carrying? If this granny was carrying a baby, it would be the child of love and light times 2, because I already have one of those. His name's Griffin. He's my grandbaby. I would absolutely eat like I'm eating. I would eat a little more of it because I would need to compensate for baby calories, which is only a couple hundred calories too. It ain't the dang 2 vegan pizzas and a vegan cake, okay? Your baby didn't eat that much. It only weighs 2 ounces, I would have more low glycemic green juices so I could just funnel in the nutrition, I might possibly up my fat a little bit more, maybe around, say 18-20%, not high. And I would make sure I was getting a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. That's the ones I would really focus on. I would focus more and more on microgreens, which have every amino acid your body needs to build protein. Did you know? Where do you get your protein? Microgreens. Upping more algae, upping more seaweeds, sea veggies, all the things. I would be doing all the things, just like I am now. Well, and think about that. When you think, well, when I'm pregnant, or when I have a hubby, or when I have, then I'll. No, you won't. Because if you don't have enough self-love now, how are you going to stay to something like that then? And if you do, it'll just be temporary, right? I've known a lot of people that have had a raw vegan pregnancy and thrived. I know a lot of people that have destroyed their health eating raw vegan. They're imbalanced. They're not getting what they need. Is that a raw veganism's problem? No, it's the person who didn't want to take a good look at what they were doing and just eat, I don't know, Gatorade and bananas all day. That is not a balanced diet, right? Thank you. Who said that? T. Greaves 25. Your day is better after listening to me. That's really nice. You know that a lot of people in my everyday world, they don't want to hear anything I have to say. So if that's your world, don't feel bad. We all have that going on, I could say things and it's like I didn't say words into the air. Or somebody's like, well, I got such and such, and I'm like, what? And they might say, well, what? Do you got any food that could help? And I'm saying, because they ask, and I think they really want to know, but they didn't. They just asked to be asking. They're like, yeah, well, the doctor told me if I just took this, so I guess I'll try that. Did I just speak? Did you ask me? I answered, like, hello? Am I on candid camera? Mermaid and Mistletoe. What did you tell me your name was? Is it Dolly? See what else you're saying. I have to go in a sec. Hello, Cheryl. No toy food or plastic, people. Slimming down. The power. Dee Dee. That's right. Look, Dolly wasn't that far. Dee Dee, because I thought that's so cute. Hey, Carly. There's Kari. That's her nickname, Hey, Jamie. Hello, Trina from Alaska. How are you? I think I saw you say hey the other day. I don't think it's always cold in Alaska like you think it is. And all of New York is not actually Times Square. I've been places now. I've never been to Alaska, but... So we'll go and just think about that. Think about how you really could... You could just absolutely be feeling so good today when it gets to that time of day. Whatever it is, if that time comes that you always screw up. I didn't say it, you did. Then what could you do instead? You could have some tools to help you. Maybe you have, I don't know. Maybe you had some celery sticks. Maybe you had, I don't know, you had a hot tea because the kitchen's closed. You had some essential oils. You had your, I think it's Palo Santo that you were like saging behind your hubby. I don't know what could help you, but the answer is in the sound of silence and the releasing of that, of you thinking, you know what? This doesn't serve me anymore. And instead of avoiding it and just pushing the trash under the rug, eventually that starts to stink. You know? It's been a while since we spoke. I'll speak again soon. Who was that? And you know, don't feel bad if you have you've tried the thing and then you fell off and then you know what? That's what it's about. People that get to what they want, they've gotten up again and again. They tripped their way to success. They fell forward and got up, you know? And if they're not tripping their way to success, they're doing one of two things or both. They're either lying or they're not even trying. Right? Trina from Alaska. There is my mom drinking her green smoothie. I was showing my mom about the broccoli sprouts. And see, I knew what she was going to say. I was showing her growing mine on, and I knew she was thinking, can I buy those? And you can. You don't have to fool with all that. Though health is my hobby, you know. So you don't have to do that. You can just go to the Ingles grocery store, and for $1.99, you can get them for $2.99 at Publix, and they're expensive. Though it is a nice store in there. Anyway, but $1.99 or $2.99, and you could divide that into 3. And 1, 2, 3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you put a third in a smoothie a day, and you will get the benefits of those sulforaphanes. Yes, you will. Trader Joe's has them. I didn't know that. Okay, I have to go. Oh, yeah. I love y'all. I hope you have a great day, no matter what's going on. If people suck in your life and they don't want you to do the thing and that's holding you back, just turn them down. You could be looking at them and you're just sitting there in the sound of silence. And you're like, oh, that's an interesting way of seeing things. I used to have this person in my life. He was a raptured one, but sometimes it was really hard to see anything positive in what he said or did. It was really I don't know if Satan was raptured, but that's a lot like what he was. But anyway, sometimes I would look at him, and because my nostrils really aren't symmetrical, I would think, your nostrils are really even. And I would just be saying, yes, sir. But you know what? Now I don't even have to think that. Because I can think and say and do whatever I want to do. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Ever.